Today I am wearing a jacquard dress that I made. It's a little overlay dress. I made it for the Easter dress challenge that Judith D hosted, I think maybe a year or two ago now. I will add in a card to the dress so you can see the full look, but I do love this dress. It's a shame that I don't have this print in a lighter weight fabric, because then I would definitely make a really gorgeous summer dress to be wearing now, because it's just a really, really beautiful print. Today I'm going to be showing you guys all the things that I have made or finished in June. I've got 5 things to show, so it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to talk to you guys about the things that I finished in reverse order. So I'm going to talk about things that I finished last before I talk about things that I finished or made first. The first thing I'm going to show you is this grey tutu. For those of you who have been watching me for a while or follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I am a huge fan of tutus, and I have made 4 already, so this will be my 5th. And in my mind I have maybe at least another 4 I would like to make. I won't go on about it for too long, but for those of you who are new, the sewing pattern that I use to make my tutus is 14-2-7. It's a simplicity pattern, and I use this view here, which is view B. And in the sewing pattern, view B is made up of 2 layers of tutu. So there's one layer that is which is just straight, so it's more like a shorter version of view C. The other part of the tutu is then the overlay that you can see on view B, which is the option that I made this time. So in my previous sew and tell video, you would have seen that I made a grey tutu, a fairly dark grey, that was the straight version. And then I've made this grey version, which is then the overlay. In my mind, I was going to try and make an ombre tutu, so I was going to try and do it all as one, as the pattern instructions suggest, and make it a bit of an ombre. When I actually got the fabrics home and it wasn't under shop light, I realised that they actually didn't fit together quite as well as I wanted. So I then made them as 2 separate ones, but I'm not upset about it, because like I've already said, I love tutus and they both look fantastic by themselves. The ombre version is still something that I've got in my mind that I want to do. It'll probably take a little bit longer than I was thinking, because I've definitely got to try and make sure that I get the tonality of the tutu correct, so that it looks good and flows around. And in my mind I'm thinking I might do that actually in chiffon or maybe a georgette, but maybe if I do it in chiffon, a bit of a heavyweight chiffon, so it'll probably be closer to georgette texture. It will have the weight to hold it in place, but also the lightness for it to be a bit flowy and dramatic, and I just think it will look really great. So that's what that's something that's in my mind that I definitely want to do before the end of the year. The next thing I'm going to show you, it doesn't have an official pattern, because in all truth, I can't actually remember which patterns I used to make this. I'm pretty sure I used the lining of this pattern, so the Simplicity 14-2-7, and I just made a jacquard circle skirt. I think I showed you guys, I definitely did, the black and pink one in my last sew and towel video that I made that has a partnered jacket. It's just a softer version of that, so it's actually drapey this time, whereas the other one is volume. This one I've gone for more drape, but I love it still. The waistband has gone a bit dodgy. In my mind I was hoping that I'd be able to sew this in and hide it, but I didn't do too good of a job, but it's fine. It can't always be perfect. It's a bit heavyweight, so it's probably going to be too warm for wearing it now, but I'm pretty sure once it gets cooler into autumn I can wear it and just team it back with lots of different things. I actually have a small amount of fabric of that left over, so depending on what it looks like and how it balances it out, I might try and make a top or just something to go alongside it, but I'm not completely decided on that one just yet. Next, I'm going to show you guys the completed version of the Buttericks 5870, which is the top I was talking about in my latest video, where I was just giving you an update on all the things I was working on when I was trying to describe how I did the armhole binding, and somebody said that they think it might be called a double bias binding, which would make sense because you do wrap the bias around it twice. I really love the finish of this, so I think I'm probably gonna do it on more styles, even styles that I have that are meant to be sleeved. If I want to do them without a sleeve, then find a way of fitting it in so that I can get this double bias bound edge on, because I just think it just gives it such a good finish and it just looks really clean, and I just really love it. And this top is lovely on. The pleats down the front are super flattering, and at the back as well. It probably could have done better if I had a concealed zip in, but I think even with an exposed zip, I've done a fairly okay job at making it not super obvious. There's like a ridge on the back, but other than that, it's pretty good. I really love this. I really love this top. And again, it's a bit heavyweight for now because obviously you didn't know there was going to be a heat wave, but come autumn time, I will definitely be wearing this more often. Maybe a good couple months ago now, I did a simplicity pattern haul, which I will link in the cards. If you guys haven't already seen that, you can go over and check that out. And one of the dresses that I picked up was this pattern from Simplicity, which was 8545, which if I put it closer you can see. It's a very beautiful dress, and on the image on the front of the sewing pattern is an embroidered fabric, and I did want to try and find some embroidered fabric to make this dress almost identical, but I couldn't find any that I liked enough to get this look. So I decided to use some floral fabric that I already had. It doesn't do the same job, but it gives the floral, flowy, boho-y type effect. And I obviously, because it's me, I amended the pattern to make it something truly unique and something that only I could have, aside from the fact that I don't think many people even have this fabric. So I used the top of the dress pattern. So I've used the bodice, but the sleeves are from a different pattern, and the skirt is also from the same pattern, the skirt of this dress. I've taken out the elastic in the waist because I'm not a huge fan of elasticated waists. I think it's because on me sometimes they can sit a bit awkward. The gap between my bottom rib and the top of my pelvis, yeah, which is effectively your waist, which is the illusion of your waist. It's not very wide. It's quite a short waist. So when it's an elasticated waist, because it moves around when you move and it doesn't stay in place, I just don't really like them. I'd rather just take them off, because then it just distorts the garment once I actually have it on and I'm pulling it down or trying to adjust it to make it sit back in the proper place. So I took that out, and then the sleeves, I used, I think it's a Buttericks pattern, yes. A Buttericks pattern that I also bought, I think probably the same time I did all my Simplicity patterns, or in a different one. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. In my last sew and tell video, I made a yellow top that had a little bit of a ruffle sleeve on it that I said I wanted to lengthen the next time that I made it. That is where I got the ruffles from, that pattern, because they had a sleeve. So I've used 2 lengths of the ruffles to make the ruffly sleeve on the end of this dress. When I wear it with a New Look jersey dress that I literally bought from them to wear with this top. So it's literally just that. The final thing I'm going to show you guys, drum roll please. This garment was finished in June, not made in June, and it was started probably at the beginning of the year, but it is finally finished, and I am obviously talking about the Burda Style coat that I started, pattern 6704. So on this I did view A. I said in my progress video, I probably after a while just didn't follow the pattern instructions. Why, I couldn't tell you, because I mean it was so long ago now, but I think I just got a bit frustrated with it. I think at one point, in all honesty, I think at one point I just got confused by the sewing pattern instructions, and in my mind I was thinking to myself, but I wouldn't I wouldn't do it like that, so I don't know why you're telling me to do it like that, because I don't think it's gonna work out. So then from there I just kind of winged it and just did my own thing, but it's done. I did view A, so that's the crop version, and I did it in this lovely wool fabric. This is definitely too hot to be wearing now, but when it comes to winter it's nice to have an option to have a wool jacket to be able to wear, and it's quite short, so it's something that can definitely tide me over in the autumn when it gets cold, but not cold enough for you to be wearing a full jacket, or a full coat I should say. I didn't do the belt hoops, which I'm 100% sure I'm gonna probably end up regretting because the belt's gonna float around a bit, but then it also gives me the flexibility to wear a statement belt with it as well. So I could, if I'm fortunate enough, be able to get my hands on like a really nice statement belt that I can just use to attach to, you know, with a really massive buckle on it, and that would look good, like super dramatic, with a tutu, some stilettos. I'll be rocking it. So that's it. They're all my sewing makes from June. My personal favourite is this floral dress. I just absolutely love it, and I just love wearing it, and yeah, that's my favourite piece of all of them. But let me know in the comments below what your favourite garment is, and also let me know what you've been sewing in the month of June. I would love to find out and maybe get some ideas of things I can make going forward. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm definitely enjoying getting back into the swing of making more clothes in a month and then doing a nice little presentation at the end. So I do hope that you enjoy it and give this video a thumbs up. As always guys, continue to share this with whomever you like, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!
One, two, three.